Judy, I have been looking forward to talking with you for weeks. And, we did an interview back a few months ago. And I'm telling you, even the interview we did just back in October, you're totally a different person than you were even then. So let's give the audience an overview of your story. You decided 8 months ago that you needed a change. So tell me how, just 8 months ago, tell me how you were. What were you doing? How were you feeling? What was going on?
8 months ago, I feel like I was just existing and not living. I wasn't sleeping well. I wasn't feeling well. I had no energy. I just basically was blah, and I needed a change. And a friend of mine introduced me to your free website. I followed that for a while, and it just all made sense. And it just seemed like this whole program was calling me to it to make the changes that I needed to change.
So when you said you weren't feeling well, like really give me a good understanding of the pain that you were in with your physical health.
I was just tired, tired all the time. I was a couch potato. I would go to the kids' events, but then I would come home and just be exhausted and go to work and just not really be performing like I'd like to be performing because I was just tired and just not feeling well and
Mhm.
just and then you add the hormone imbalance to it and the hot flashes and
Yeah.
everything else. And
Did you have digestion issues too? I don't remember if that was a part of digestion.
I,
No, it was more
I
just
think
the,
just more fatigue
and you
and
were overweight. We'll talk
very,
about that in a little bit. But when we're overweight, that also causes an influx of symptoms and hormone imbalances and cellular dysfunction. So you just were not able to show up as yourself because you weren't feeling very good.
and honestly, I didn't even know who myself was anymore.
What do you mean by that?
I just, I mean, like the old me, and when I used to be present for everything, I just felt like I was just existing and not really there. It's like I was watching myself from the outside in.
Mhm. So was that the reason why you decided, you know what, I need to do something different? I mean, did you think you would be able to change how you were feeling? What was going on in your mind when you decided you should do something?
And when the last 2 years of my physical, it was pre-diabetes, and I'm like, and nothing, my numbers weren't changing, and I wasn't doing anything different to change them either. I mean, it just like, oh, okay, I'm pre-diabetic, it's not
Is
getting
that
me.
is that because you didn't know how, or you just didn't feel like you wanted to, or why weren't you doing anything on your own about it?
I just figured my numbers were staying as pre-diabetic, so I'm not diabetic yet, so why
Mm,
do anything about it? But then, you know, I decided, well, it's probably easier to change your health as a pre-diabetic than once you actually cross the line of diabetes and the whole gamut that goes with that. So I think that's where, and it was right after my doctor's appointment when I got the blood work that said pre-diabetes is when the academy started. So that was the trigger right there.
so
Is
just having that news that you were pre-diabetic, that right there was like, uh-oh.
yeah, I gotta change. I gotta stop this progress of bad health and bad. I don't want to be diabetic. And so I had to make that change to stop it.
Well, you're not diabetic anymore. It's pretty incredible. I want to show a graphic. So we you started this journey 8 months ago. And when we interviewed you the first time, it was at your 5 month mark. No, 4 month mark, I think it was. And at that time we had already lost a lot of weight, but then we last November we decided to do a challenge. It wasn't November, I'm getting my dates wrong, Judy. Oh my gosh, I think it
Oh,
was
sorry.
July, August we decided to do a challenge, and it was called the beach challenge, and it was a 5 month 6 month contest. And you decided to participate in this contest. Why did you decide to participate in this weight loss challenge that we did?
Well, I was looking at coming to the end of the first phase of your program, not knowing what came after that. And I knew I wanted to stay engaged and I wanted to stay motivated. So I thought, well, here's the perfect thing to stay engaged and motivated is a contest and more uh, things that you offer for that group. And I just like to take everything in to do the best I can to improve things. And that's why I joined the beach challenges to stay engaged mainly.
Yeah. And so here we do start the beach challenge. It's a 5 month contest, and you won the entire thing. You got first place. How we based this contest was on the body fat percentage that you lost. So you lost 25.8% of your body fat in only 5 months.
That's crazy.
So you won first place. And now I want to show what you did your entire 8 months. This is amazing, Judy. You are down 80 pounds,
Crazy.
69 inches. You're down 8 sizes, and you're off 2.5 medications. I mean, this picture here on the right was just taken recently. This was a couple weeks ago when we had our retreat. And the picture before that was right before you started the academy. When you look at this, Judy, what comes up for you when you look at this graphic?
I don't believe I'm the same person. And the funny thing about pictures is my kids will get memories pop up on their Facebook or what have you, and they'll send it to me and they'll say, I don't recognize her, Mom. You're so different now. And I'm like, yeah, I don't you don't realize it's such a slow process when you're you're going down that road of weight gain. And
Mhm.
it's like, boy, how did I get to here?
Has it sunk in, Judy? Like, honestly, like, has it sunk in that you are almost half the size that you were? And just like the how you're feeling, like I can't even imagine what you must be dealing with emotionally with the changes that you've made. No longer diabetic, pre-diabetic, down 80 pounds, down 8 sizes, off almost all your medications. Symptoms are gone.
Correct. It's really hard to wrap your arms around how. I mean, it's 8 months. That's quick. I mean, I in my wildest dreams, I would have never thought when I got on that first Zoom call that I would be sitting here today where I'm at.
Mhm.
I mean, it just
Did you have doubt when you
I,
first started it? Did you have doubt that you were going to be able to? Uh,
when when you introduce the 12 foods, and it's like, how am I going to eliminate all of this? Like, and in my mind, it's forever because I'm making life changes. It's not like I'm just doing this for a month, and it's like, okay, well, we'll just choose one. Let's start with one and then choose two. And so as I gradually made the changes, it wasn't so drastic and it made it much, much easier.
yeah, because you change your desire. This is what I really want to emphasize to everybody watching is like you before 8 months ago, you had the desire for foods that were not healthy because your body's used to that. Your body, when it eats those foods, it gets inflamed, it creates more desire for that food. So the whole process of how you did so well is you went through the program and you worked really hard on getting your body balanced and healthy so that your desire changed. Once you don't have the desire for those bad foods anymore, it's not hard. Do you agree with that?
I totally 100% agree with that. That, like the French fries and the cheeseburgers, and I don't crave that at all anymore. I mean, I have other options that are just as tasty, and yeah, you definitely, and I think by getting the inflammation gone and everything else is that you're not as hungry. You're just, I'm not as hungry. I eat my lunch, I eat my dinner, and I'm satisfied.
Yeah. I mean, in 8 months, you will no longer have diabetes. You're down 80 pounds off, half of your meds, 8 sizes. Quality of life, let's talk about that. Quality of
Quality,
life 8 months ago versus now.
quality of life is extremely different right now. I want to do things. I want to, before I didn't want to go places. Just it was easier to stay home. Now I like to go out. I like to socialize, and I learned that you don't need to eat the whole time you're socializing either. You can socialize and just socialize, and it's great.
Your family, your husband must just be so happy for you.
He was one of my biggest supporters actually, and I know that my girls and the kids told them when I started it, they're like, Dad, you got to support mom because she really believes in this, and he listened to them, and the whole family has been nothing but supportive and kind of my cheerleaders in the background, and it's a great feeling.
When you look at this graphic, are you at all concerned that you will gain this weight back or that you will revert back to where you were?
No, I'm not at all. And let's get back to the mindset thing. My mindset has changed, so I just know that because of my mindset, I can keep going forward with this new lifestyle, which is what I decided to do, is live a new lifestyle. And I have people ask me, when are you going to be done with this thing? I'm like, what thing? My lifestyle? I mean, I'm not. It's part of me now. It's ingrained.
I love that you said that because that's the whole problem with other MDs or coaches or health or women that believe in that garbage is diets don't last. They can't. Diets work. Like you go on a diet. I'm sure you've been on diets in your life and they work, but are they ever sustainable? No. You have to learn the lifestyle approach, which is why, in the program that you did, we never call it a diet. It's just I don't ever say that word. It's a lifestyle protocol change that you can adapt and change the desire of foods and create balance by eating healthier options, and you change that desire. And you, like you said very perfectly, it's like if we don't understand the reason why we are so attached to food, it's going to be a really difficult battle to make it a lifestyle and make it long term, last long term. And I think you are grasping that very well. Is the relationship, the mindset part around it.
Right. I think that's huge. I mean, I think I love the mindset training because I think that's been probably the most important part of getting me where I am today is just changing my mindset towards food, changing my mindset to socializing, just the whole gamut, and just the confidence that I have in myself now too has been unbelievable.
For a lady that's watching this and is looking at this and is thinking in her mind, I want that result so bad. I wish I could do what she did, but I'll never be able to do that. That's just, there's no way I could ever do that. There's no way. What would you say directly to her?
I would say that if you want something bad enough, you definitely can do it. Another big thing is the why. You have to come up with a strong why that you totally believe in your heart for why you want to get healthy. I mean, I had some very strong whys. And I think that was a big part of where just keeping that in the forefront of my journey of why I was doing what I'm doing. And I think that was a big part of why I was successful with everything.
What was your main big why?
My main big why was I didn't want to be diabetic. That was my main one. And my
Because you were
second,
afraid that it would progress into something worse?
yeah, exactly. I mean, you even look at all the diabetes clinics and stuff that are popping up. Why do we need four-story buildings just for diabetic treatment? I mean, when you can change it, it's on lifestyle. I didn't want to go down that path of possibly having kidney failure or having to go in and have blood transfusion, the whole gamut with diabetes. I just didn't want to go there. So that's a pretty strong why.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely, girl. Well, congratulations, not only just on your 8 month success, but also, becoming a new version of yourself and winning the challenge. And I look at this picture and this is the Judy that I'm so, I'm just so happy for you because this woman I got to meet in person just a few weeks ago.
Hmm.
And it was just an, a version of you that was so beautiful. I mean, you've
Thank
always been a beautiful woman, but you were
you.
hurting here. You were hurting.
Yes.
And to be able to just empower yourself and to understand how you can change your life and do the work is amazing. It's an amazing process to see, as, not only as your coach, but just seeing the joy that you have in your new life and all the support that you have surrounding you. It's a beautiful thing.
I totally agree. And it's been one heck of a journey, but it's been, like you said, a beautiful journey. And it's not over.
Yeah. We always have room to improve, whether it's our life in general or even improve health even more. Well, I mean, tell me what, do you have any, are you still have some changes in some health goals that you're wanting to attain, or what's
To
your
be
next
honest,
goal?
well, my next thing is I really got to incorporate more exercise in my lifestyle. I mean, I've done the nutrition, the diet part. I do some walking, but I want to get into more exercise because I think that's the next step for me.
Okay, you just publicly said it out loud.
All right.
Now you know what's going to happen. We're going to keep you accountable to
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's why I said it out loud. I know how accountability works.
Awesome. Judy, thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much. You're just going to be an inspiration for so many women that watch us, and there's so many women that are in your position where they just, a lot of it's fear too, I think.
Mhm.
For you, it wasn't though. You hopped right in and decided to make some changes because you had that hard why. But I think some women are just afraid of failure. Could you just address that before we close this interview? It's just, how would you address a woman who's just afraid of failing and that they wouldn't be able to do this?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes you do two steps forward, one step back, then you just got to do the steps forward again. I mean, yeah, there's challenges. Yeah, you could fail at some things, but you got to get right back on the horse and ride it again. And gosh, you know, failure is not an option when it comes to your health because your health is one of the only things you have to feel good. And I just don't think failure is an option. You can do it. Anybody can do it. You just got to have the hard why.
Girl, I love you and I think you are amazing inside and out. And congratulations on all your success. I'm going to close with this graphic. Okay? Thanks,
Okay.
Judy.
Thank you.